The social housing has been looking at basically human behaviour and how the habits of the occupants affect what the energy use is or the thermal comfort of the buildings. So the study that he started to work on here, we've done it twice. Once is in Donegal and another time in Dublin. So the Donegal ones were retrofitted and we pre and post data from that, and the ones in Dublin are currently being retrofitted at the moment. So we've been recording things like temperature, energy usage, human behaviour, thermal comfort and so on in the houses pre-retrofit, and we've been post-retrofit as well. Also the houses in Dublin, also our colleagues in the College of Physics and School of Physics here are also looking at the air quality in there as well. So we use data loggers like what other people have shown previously, and monitoring of electricity use and gas usage and so on. There's different types of houses in Dublin. The houses were built in '94 or 2004. Timber frame houses are solid masonry or cavity masonry walls. The ones in Donegal are new one, and they were masonry cavity wall systems in there. So how we collected data was through questionnaires. So the questionnaire that we used, we took a subset of this consensus data or study. So consensus is an EPA study. They took 1,500 houses around in Ireland. I think mainly Dublin, Galway, and some in Northern Ireland, I think. So we used a subset of their data, so we can then fit in and compare it with the larger study. Interviews with the occupants. The observations, and then collected the data from the monitors. The houses, the social housing from social housing groups, two different social housing groups. It's just a demographic profile of both. So typically in Dublin there's a lot of families, whereas in the 1, 2 or 3 children. Whereas in Donegal is a mixture between single occupants and our families in there. These houses, I suppose, the social housing typically, I think nearly in Donegal, I think it's 100% of the time, or sorry, in Dublin, it's 100% of the time that people are occupying the house more than 20 hours, typically 24 hours, there's always somebody in the house. In Donegal, it's typically above 90% of the time there's somebody in the house at least 20 hours a day. So they're almost continuously occupied. In terms of asking about thermal comfort and heating patterns, so going from very satisfied down to very dissatisfied in there, that no one's very satisfied, and you're down to kind of more dissatisfied or in between. Donegal was more. So these houses were in both in Dublin and Donegal were very leaky houses, especially the doors and the windows. A lot of air into timber frame windows and doors that had distorted over time, and a lot of air coming in around it, as well as poor insulation in there as well. And then how often they put on the boilers and the heating system in terms of the summer and the winter time in there as well. We also looked at the lighting and heating patterns, and it was interesting, in particular in Dublin, they had the lighting on a lot. There always be one light on at least in the house, just to have it, landing or some room in the house and so on. We wanted to look at the different appliances, how often they use the appliances and so on. Also the attitudes of people towards different appliances. Did they see them as absolutely essential, or did they see them as a luxury item? Again, very interesting. I think some houses might have I think 6 tellies in one house, and then typically they'd have at least 4 visual things, either laptops or tellies or something like that in the houses. We asked them about their attitudes towards energy and the environment. So this is whether they have done any energy saving measures in the last, I think it was 6 months maybe or something like that, and typically the answer was no. So almost all said no for any measures, except a couple of people did switch to an energy supplier in Donegal and purchase an energy efficient car in person. And then in Dublin, the only thing they did was really switch to their supplier. After that, there's a couple of small things were done. And then they'll ask them, well, okay, what's your attitude? Would you strongly agree or disagree with some things? Like, are you would you sacrifice some comfort to save energy, for example? All the way down to, it takes too much time to reduce my energy consumption. So it's interesting to see what people would be willing to do, what they're already, if they have done anything, which is probably nothing in these houses, what they might be willing to do, and the difference of their opinion. And then, so in parallel with that study now, we have monitored January versus February the different energy performances in terms of comfort. They're retrofitting at the moment, and then we'll keep monitoring for another year. It's pre and post retrofit, and then we'll look at doing other interventions in terms of how change in human behaviour is going to be. So we have basically 3-year study, 1 year pre, 1 year post, and then 1 year where we're going to do something to change attitudes or behaviours to see what that impact is on. So it just started there, started this year. So that's Paul's presentation.